to make sure everyone is good. Hello, hello, everybody. So great to see you. Even on our virtual sense. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Great. Looks like everyone is good. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, great. So we're going to close the chat and get started. We have so much cool stuff to talk about today. You definitely want to hear all of this. Okay, so chat is closed and here we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me, and welcome to everyone. Today we are going to be talking about some very important updates that are happening in our accounts in the Pernum wallet, and also sharing some details again about a lot of these updates Maybe say another couple words. Andy?
Yeah, let's see. Can you hear me, guys? How's my sound? I think it should be okay. Let's see if somebody, yeah, sound not good. Okay.
No, Some people are saying
hear you. Yes. Okay, probably a bandwidth issue.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put a little note for everybody. Yeah, people are hearing you. Some people saying my sound is cutting. Okay.
Your sound is fine. Okay, yes, we can hear it. Okay, we'll
All
manage.
Right. Yeah, we'll take care, guys, and we're going to close the chat and get started. We will have recap out on this, so if anything is breaking up, you will be able to catch it in the recap. So I will leave a note if you have no sound. Please refresh, try another browser or device, or check your speakers. Okay, so if you have any sound issues, please see the sticky. Okay, great. So Anthony, welcome. I will start our little presentation here. So take it away.
Okay, super. Thank you so much, Kate. So, hi everyone. Glad to be here. Glad to see so many people on here. I'm very excited to present what we've done today together with Pernum. My name is Anthony Norman. I'm the CEO of Dragon Global. We're a fintech company based in London and Sweden, and we are regulated by the UK FCA. Kate, if you want to move to the next slide, please. Oh, sorry. I can do it from here. Sorry about that. I'm not used to this platform, guys. So, so as I said, we are regulated by the FCA, and we're also operating under a Swedish credit union in a partnership with the Pernum wallet, which means that the Pernum wallet is covered by our regulatory structure. We have a what we like to refer to as a true cross-asset management structure, which means that we are able to handle not only fiat, meaning traditional currency like US dollars and euros, but also cryptocurrency and also other types of securities such as bonds, stocks, and so on. And this is where we have created something very unique together with Pernum. Our real sweet spot is corporate finance, which means taking companies to the stock market, or at least in our context. This is something where we have a very experienced team. We have been doing this for about 20 years, and we have introduced a product into the ecosystem that I think that you guys are going to be very excited about. So, as per tonight, we have released new functions functionality in the Pernum wallet, which means that you can deposit So in the future, we are going to introduce, but this is not live yet, premium lifestyle services as well for our top clients. And the last bit, which is really interesting, is the ability to hold equity in your wallet, which means that you can actually store shares and bonds. And we'll get to that in a little bit, why this is extra interesting for you guys. So this has now gone live tonight, and you can access it through your Pernum wallet. And I'm sure that Kate will show you some screenshots a little bit later. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what's coming up here, which is what we refer to as a bridge coin into equity. So before I start, I will explain to everybody what equity is. So when I refer to equity, in this context, I mean public stock. So stocks in companies that are listed on a stock exchange. The beauty of this is that this is obviously a liquid asset, and the beauty is that you can access liquidity from the outside world. And the beauty about this is, or the nice thing about it is that what we are creating now is, and we're launching this on February 1st, is a bridge coin that allows you to stake your YAM, and from that, using the bridge coin, you will actually get an income, a regular yield from just holding your YAM in the form of public equity. And what we do with these public companies is that we provide liquidity. We help them in building out their shareholder base, increasing their turnover, and really just maximizing the shareholder value. This is our core business. So what we have done is we've created this bridge coin so you guys, and this is exclusive for the holders of YAM, can access these stocks. And you're actually going to get these stocks for free as well once you're holding the bridge coin. So this is a very unique product, and as I said, we're going to launch this, the full site, on February 1st, and I will get to that a little bit later. The reason this is so profitable, and the beauty is that we have actually moved the profit to you guys. Usually it's us in the corporate finance industry who make the biggest profit. When you do a traditional reverse takeover, so you're making a very handsome profit. I mean, you're looking at 10 to 20 times your money over a period of less than a year. Now, this is what stays in the finance industry normally, but we have actually made sure that you guys access that, because using the YAM bridge coin, you will actually access these deals at the earlier stage when we actually do our job. And this is the unique thing about this. So I believe that this is a fantastic way to show that YAM is not only worth holding in itself, but it's actually providing a yield over time as well. Last point I wanted to talk about is how we actually work with market making for these public companies. You see, what we do is we actually do a fusion between cryptocurrency and public stock, traditional finance. We use cryptocurrency in a form of hedge trading program. And by doing that, we can use the profits from that to make the market for these companies. So essentially, in a careful way, you can say that we are printing money for free by doing this. So it's a very, very profitable yet safe model. The reason it is safe is that we are dealing with public companies where over time you might have a delay, you might have know that you have you're always in the money with a public company, because they can basically compensate you with stock as long as you manage how big your exposure is. So it's actually a very nice model and a safe model. So As we launch this on February 1st, the equity platform will go live, and you will actually be allocated additional commissions on all YEM sales. You will actually get free equity allotments and additional commissions. So because this is a good way of storing your Bitcoins and Ether as well, you don't only get the free equity allotments. What you're going to get during the campaign when we go start it up on February 1st, so make sure your wallets are loaded before then, is that all the cryptocurrency deposits will actually, over a limited time there, pay 20% over the current market price that day. So it's a very nice hedge. I actually see in the presentation that we wrote this a week ago, where a BTC which was much higher. At that time it was 40,000. That's why we wrote we pay over 50,000. So it will be 20% over the prevailing market at that day. Fiat and cryptocurrency deposits will also receive YEM for the full value, but you will also get 100% on top of that in equity tokens that generate a dividend every month. So how nice isn't that? Immediately, and you still hold your YEM. And that means that you can actually also use the YEM to buy stocks at a discount, but only using YEM. That's the only way you can do it. You can't access these deals outside. But the beauty is the outside world can buy these stocks. So that is going to be a very profitable model. So we think this is an extremely attractive campaign, guys. Don't miss out. The wallet is live from tonight, so you can test it. We will show you some screenshots here, and Kate is going to take over on this part. But as I said, don't miss out. We have gone live and test the functionality, log into the system, have a look around. We will be doing additional updates here shortly. And we will be doing a special, I'm going to record a special video on the equity part itself, preparing for February 1st. So let's make sure we're all prepared for that day. Yeah, that's all from me. Thanks for listening. Over to you, Kate.
Thank you so much, Anthony. That is very exciting for sure. And I do want to say, as far as the functions going live, it will be a little bit delayed on our side. So just that everybody is aware, some things are live right now, and we're going to go through that, and I'm going to explain a few more things, but there was a couple other connections that we need to do on our side, the Unicorn Network side, before you guys can access the deposit functions and all of that. So we're going to go through that a little bit more in detail, and I'm going to share with you some mock-ups, so at least you can have an understanding of what you're looking at when everything is open. So generally speaking, we like to do these updates, along with the recaps and stuff, so that way you guys can read about it and learn everything. So definitely step by step, everything is happening. And sorry, my cat is indecisive, as I think all cats are. Okay, so definitely very cool stuff. So thank you so much, Anthony, for sharing with us those details. Now, starting off on the slide that you can see before you now, you'll notice there is a little bit different appearance to your Perna multi-wallet. We now have a crypto wallet that is showing, and we're going to be going through some of these new functions here step by step. So first of all, you'll see some updates on your Perna multi-wallet page. And of course, when the options for the different features happen, they will either be inside the different wallet sections, depending on what the functions are, or they may be linked on this main page here. So keep an eye on those areas for further updates. So from there, you will see In your fiat wallet, this is what you see here for the fiat wallet. Again, once you do your deposits and things, it will show here. Now, one thing I do want to mention, because what we're doing is we are taking the fiat currency like US dollars or euros, and we are essentially creating a stable coin that is worth $1 US or €1, depending. And that stable coin is on the Yem chain. So all transactions within our network, whether they are in the EURY, which is euro on the Yem chain, or USDY, which is US dollars on the Yem chain, they will show here in your wallet with the Yem chain transactions. So you can keep track of what you're doing. And of course, just like we have on the other wallets like Yem and the tokens, when you click on the balance number, that is a link that will open up the transaction history page for that currency type. So do bear that in mind. Now, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but do understand there will be a conversion fee when you're making a deposit to convert that currency into a Yem chain equivalent. So, and we'll get into that more in just a little bit. So just bear that in mind, though. Everything happens in steps. You know, your first step, as Anthony mentioned, is to make sure that your wallet is filled up for what you want to do. So the first step is here, making a deposit into your Pernem multi-wallet. And then that gets the deposit on the Yem chain. And then from there, in a second step, you will be making a deposit into the Bridgecoin liquidity program when that is ready. And I'll have some more information about that a little bit later in the webinar as well. So keep listening. Lots of exciting information today. And definitely the recap will be out as soon as possible. And we'll talk more about that in just a few. So those are the things that you'll see in the fiat wallet. And of course, chances are the deposit function for fiat currency may be located in this area, or as I mentioned, on your main Pernem multi-wallet page. And one quick tip for those who are navigating the Pernem multi-wallet, if you click on the heading Your Pernem multi-wallet, it will return you right back to the main page. So whenever you're looking inside your different wallet sections, just click on Your Pernem multi-wallet and it brings you right back to this main page. So just a little helpful tip for you. So moving on, we talked about the fiat wallet. Now in your asset wallet, one thing to note, when the Bridgecoin liquidity program opens, it will be located here in this asset wallet area. So this will be a good area for you to keep an eye on as we get closer to February 1st. So I just want to mention that. And you will notice that for all three of the current assets available, gold, silver, and copper, you now can see the buy now and my orders here on the asset page. So if you want to purchase those, you come to this area now for all three of these types. And for the certificates, there'll be another button added. So just have patience on that. We're working on all these little details. So just a heads up on that. And so you'll see that in your asset wallet. Now moving forward on the crypto wallet, as Anthony mentioned, we'll be accepting BTC and Ethereum, ETH. And again, just like I mentioned with the fiat wallet, in order to get those cryptocurrencies on the Yem chain, we are creating an equivalent stablecoin, and that is the BTCY for BTC. 1 BTCY equals 1 BTC, and the Ethereum is ETHY, and so 1 ETHY equals 1 ETH Ethereum. 1 Yem chain Ethereum equals 1 Ethereum. So you'll be able to make a deposit, and you can store your other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum here in your Perna multi-wallet if you choose. Of course, that means that you have the advantages of our Safe Zone system. So it is a great place to keep those kinds of things safe. We all know the challenges that can happen on the public blockchain, especially. I mean, I just saw an article that one guy lost access to $130 million of Bitcoin because he lost his key. Oops, that's a really big error. You don't want to make that kind of mistake. But the advantages with your Perna multi-wallet is you can't ever lose a key because there is no key. It's protected by our security system. So you have your Pernum, your password, and your master PIN. And all of those things can be reset if and when it needs. So there is no risk of you losing your private wallet key with the Safe Zone system. So that is a definite big advantage of storing your cryptocurrency in the Safe Zone versus your traditional public wallet. So you see all of that information there. And as I mentioned, everywhere else in our wallet, when you click on the balance, you get the transaction history for that type. So cool things to keep an eye on there. So as we mentioned, talking about all of these new functions. Now, we will have, as Anthony mentioned, number one, the ability to deposit funds into your different wallets, whether it's the the crypto wallet or the fiat wallet. That will be available very, very soon. Additionally, you'll have the option of transferring your currencies, your assets and tokens and things between wallets too. And this is something I know everybody has been asking for quite some time. So we're so happy that we're able to bring these functions to everybody thanks to our partnership with Dragon Global. So for those who want to just simply trade something, or give something to someone, of course, if we're doing an official trade, that is on yemexchange.com, of course. But there is a variety of different uses for doing an internal transfer between wallet holders. So that function will be available very soon as well. And as well, there will be also the opportunity to order the IBAN and debit card for your fiat wallet, and there will be functionalities with all of that rolled out step by step. So those things will be available. The final prices will be on the site, and we're going to go through a mock-up here in just a moment. So that is very cool, and also withdrawals will be available. I'm not sure if those will be available immediately or if just in a second step, but that is coming as well. So you'll be able to do set up withdrawals directly through your wallet. Of course, as with anything in our network, we follow the highest know your customer and anti-money laundering policies. And so, of course, before any withdrawals, you'll have to do that process and make sure everything is good. And we'll have some more updates on things very soon with all of that. Now, let's take a look at one of the mock-ups here. So this is an example of what you would see for if you were going to deposit euros. So as it says here, euros can be deposited by bank wire and will be instantly converted to EURY, EURY, which is backed 100% by euros, EUR, less any bank fees and less a 1% conversion fee. Euro Y can be converted back into euros and be sent to any bank account at any time. So that's fantastic. And one thing to point out, while the conversion fee for euro to Euro Y is 1%, the conversion fee may vary depending on the type that you are converting to the YEM chain, whether that's BTC or ETH. So just pay attention. All the specific fees are listed on each page. So when you're going to deposit something, pay attention to whatever the fees might be for that transaction. So just be aware of that. And then below that, you'll see the details to send the funds. Right here is nothing, of course, because this is a mock-up. And then for the reference, it will be your per num. Now, I want to make something very clear. When you send your payment, make sure that your per num is listed as the very first reference when you send your payment. Sometimes when they send the references, when we receive the payment, some banks will cut off that reference note, and they will only show some of the reference that you include. So it's important that your per num is the first thing as your reference on your payment, because this will help us to match up your payment with your account much faster. It takes a lot longer when either you forget to put a reference on it, or if you put a bunch of other stuff and then your per num is a later number. Sometimes they get cut off. So do be aware of that. And definitely, of course, as soon as things are credited, you will see that in your account. So this is just an example. All the different deposit pages will look very similar to this and just be adjusted based on whatever it is that you would be depositing. And as I mentioned, there will be some more features, being able to order the IBAN and the virtual debit card, the physical debit card. Those things are coming as well. Now, I do want to point out something about the virtual debit card and the IBAN. You can order the IBAN independent and just have an IBAN. If you don't want any kind of debit card, you just want to be able to have an IBAN so you can send and receive money out of your fiat currency wallet, you can do that. But if you want the virtual card also, or a physical debit card, you will have to have the IBAN anyway. You cannot get any of the debit cards without an IBAN, but you can get an IBAN by itself. So do be aware of that, that if you want a debit card, you will also have to have the IBAN. So just be aware of that. And then as well, we'll have more information coming out step by step on everything. As Anthony mentioned, he's going to be putting together a little video presentation for us about the Bridgecoin Liquidity Project. And of course, that's not the real name of it. This is just our name for the moment. That will be released when it gets closer. So do be aware of that. And additionally, as I mentioned earlier, when we are opening up this liquidity project, it will be in steps. So the first step is to make your deposits into your per num multi-wallet. If you only want to spend YEM, then you already have that in your wallet, so you're good. Or if you have YEM at the YEM exchange or something, you would have to move it back to your per num multi-wallet before you could use it with this upcoming program. Now, what we will be doing is opening it up similarly like we did with the Swiss digital funds, where in the next couple of days, maybe early next week, we will be opening a website where you can go and place a reservation. It would be, of course, just like we did with the Swiss digital funds, a non-binding reservation just to show your interest in how much you might want to deposit. And then at a later step, you will officially confirm your participation in the program, and your official deposit will be done at that second step. So The first step will be the reservation, like we did with Swiss Digital Funds, and that will be opening very soon, so you'll be able to place your reservation right away. Now, for those who are concerned about the verification and what is required and everything, for your reservation, you do not need to be verified, so that you can place your reservation without any worries, no problem. And as we get closer to the program launching, we'll learn the specific identification requirements to deposit. And then, of course, just as anything else, whenever you're withdrawing things or receiving that monthly benefit, before you can cash it out, you would need to, of course, be verified at that point in time. And again, we'll have more specifics as we go, so everybody relax. Rest assured, we'll walk you through everything step by step, so no worries. Now, another thing to point out, I know there are a bunch of people who have had some challenges with being verified, whether it's a technical challenge or maybe your country was not available. We are already working on a number of updates to help solve all of those challenges. So please have some patience. The information is coming out as quickly as we possibly can. We wanted to get this info to you right away because these items are going live right away. So please have patience for more information about verifications, especially for those who have had challenges, whether you were under investigation or just had a technical challenge, or maybe your country wasn't allowed through the ID Now process. We have updates for all of you coming, so just have patience for that. And let's see. Oh, now about the liquidity program. Some things when it opens for those reservations, of course, we're going to have another webinar and explain it in a little bit more detail. But do keep in mind the maximum value will be $500,000 US, and that will be across whatever currency or crypto that you use. So, for example, if you had $100,000 in YEM and then you wanted to put $50,000 worth of Bitcoin or the BTCY into it, you could do that. That would be totally fine. The maximum across the whole thing for you, each member, is $500,000 maximum. So do keep that in mind. And now the cool thing, unlike Swiss Digital Funds, this will be open. It's an open-ended program. So that doesn't mean that everybody has to jump on board right away on February 1st. Of course, we want as many people as want to participate to join, but if for whatever reason you are just unable to join on February 1st or, in that initial window, you can join at a later time. So if, for example, you're not interested in staking your YEM right now, you're not interested in participating, but then, maybe 3 months later you say, hey, I would love to participate in this thing, you absolutely can do that. The one caveat is, though, that these extra bonuses that Anthony mentioned will only be available for a limited time starting February 1st. So, of course, those who jump in right away can get the extra bonuses, but if you don't want to jump in right away and you want to wait, you're totally able to enter later on if you choose. So that is a really cool thing, and leaves it very flexible for everybody. So that's fantastic. And so, as I mentioned, we're going to have a lot more webinars on this, and we have more webinars planned, as I said, for verification things, probably next week for that, just because of everything happening. It's all happening as quickly as possible. We'll just keep it at that. So that is great. And one last other update from my side about the recaps that we're waiting on. The January 8th webinar recap will be released today, hopefully shortly after this webinar, so you'll be able to go read that, which will explain further a little bit more about what Anthony had shared with us before. So that's great. And this whole project too, I know there are a lot of terms that people are just learning about, which is fantastic and a great benefit. With our network, you get to learn about like the secrets of corporate finance for free. You know, that's awesome. But of course, everybody's got to learn these words and these terms and things. So definitely go and read the recaps. The January 8th will be out later today. And the January 5th will be coming out a couple days after that. We're just finishing up the last things. Maybe it can be released tomorrow. We'll see. But just have patience. It's all being worked on and will be released as soon as possible. And then, of course, this webinar looks like it's going to be a little bit short, or not short, but it won't be long. So that's great. So that means we can get this out for you in just a couple of days. So that's great. Yeah, so keep an eye out for those coming through. And I think that is about all from me. So I want to thank you all so much for joining us today. And definitely you can go and check out some of the new features as I explained in the Purnum wallet right now. And then more features will be available probably tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. So I think I covered everything. Thank you so much, everyone. That is all for today. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. We'll open up the chat and play our song. So thank you very much, everybody. All the best. Bye-bye. What's up?